This is an Acer 15-inch laptop, and this is the Packard Bell Easynote XS 20. This is a 7-inch fully functional laptop. So again, it's the Easynote XS 20, currently available in Holland and England as I speak in the third week of November 2007, for a price of €599 in Holland and £499 in the UK, so a little bit cheaper in Holland. Basically targeted as a budget mobile notebook PC, and will also launch in the US under the brand Everex, which is also a budget brand. So it's based on the VIA 1.2 GHz C7 processor. It uses the VX700 chipset, just like VIA UMPCs do, and again, also similar to UMPCs, it's got a 7-inch screen. So let's go quickly around the device, and I'll talk through the ports, and we'll open it up and have a look at the keyboard and screen after that. So here we've got a DVI port, which you don't often see on devices of this side. DVI it doesn't come with an adapter for analog, but you can get those, I believe, fairly easily. SD port. On the front there's nothing. On the right hand side there's the usual headphone, microphone, a couple of USB ports and an Ethernet port, and also the power input. On the back you've got the battery, which is this big. It's a 4-cell, approximately 30-watt-hour battery. Nothing else on the back. No ports for accessing memory or disk, as this is not really intended to be a device that could be upgraded. There's a fan input port there. So let's open it up. The first thing you'll see is a fairly unusual design, where there's a hole underneath the screen here, and as you can see I can put my hand through there quite easily. It makes quite a nice way to hold the device, so you can actually type one-handed and hold one-handed as well, so that's quite a unique feature of this. The keyboard is very small, but it's about the same size, if not exactly the same as the one on the EPC, and also the same as the Kojincha SH6 and Vi S37 keyboards, which many people, including myself, feel is about the smallest you can go and continue to touch type. Anything smaller than that and it gets problematic, but I find I can touch type on this without much problem. The power button is at the top in the middle there. To the right there's a Wi-Fi on-off button. On the right is a very small mouse pad, which is not that fantastic, I have to say. Would have been better to have a mouse button there, or an optical mouse, as you find on the Everon. And on the left hand side you've got left and right mouse buttons here, and the reason for those being up there is so that you can actually use it in this mode, so that you can actually use it without it on a table, hold it and use it. So for example, logging in like that, going to the start menu, etc, etc. On the screen, which is a 7-inch screen, 800 by 480, quite bright, quite good actually, better than for example the Q1B, Q1P that I've got. I believe it's LED backlit, I can't be 100% sure of that, but I believe it is. And there's a 1.3 megapixel webcam on the right, which isn't too bad in terms of quality. I've tried that one out. There's also stereo speakers left and right, which are of average quality, nothing special, but certainly loud enough to listen to a video or internet radio or something similar. The hinges are actually quite good. They seem to be fairly sturdy and strong, so I think it could stand up to the rigours of certainly in-home family use quite well there. There's a close-up of the mouse pointer, or the mouse pad. It's really tiny, and a close-up of the left and right mouse buttons. So let's log in here and do a few things to give you an idea of how fast it is. Note it's not a touchscreen device, so all control is done through the mouse pad here, and it's Windows XP with 1 GB of memory, and we've got a 30 gig hard drive on this. This is actually a Dutch language version of Windows XP, so excuse me if I look like I'm searching for menu items. And let's zoom in on the screen so you can see what's going on there. Now, first thing to note is that the disk is also including a recovery partition, so as well as the 3 gig install, you have a 3 gig recovery area, and that's leaving you with only 13.5 GB of disk space. And there it is, 13.6 gigs of free on a 20 gig partition.